Hi, my name is Emmanuel, and I'm going to be talking about A positives about classical liberalism. First one being wealth, entrepreneurship. Ability for entrepreneurs to grow their business and make a profit on things that they are selling or working on. This leads to business growth and creates competition within their society, helping boost the economy. Second one being limited government. Classical liberalism promotes limited government because it believes that the government power should be restrained to prevent the abuse of power and protect individual liberty. This philosophy advocates for a government that is small and non-intrusive, allowing people to live their lives as they see fit. The third one being rule of law. The rule of law is a central tenet of classical liberalism because it ensures that everyone is subject to the same laws and that those laws are enforced fairly. This ensures that there is a fair and just legal system that protects the rights of all individuals. The fourth being free markets. Classical liberalism supports free markets because it believes that they create a competitive environment that leads to innovation, better products, and lower prices for consumers. This philosophy upholds the idea that individuals and business should be free to trade without interference from the government, which promotes economic growth and prosperity. The fifth positive being private property rights. Classical liberalism recognizes the importance of private property rights because it ensures that individuals can own and control their own property, which promotes economic growth and personal autonomy. This philosophy upholds the idea that individuals have the right to use their property as they see fit, without any interference from the government or other individuals. The sixth positive being individual responsibility. Classical liberalism encourages individual responsibility because it promotes self-reliance and personal growth. This philosophy upholds the idea that people can be held accountable for their actions and are expected to take responsibility for their own lives. That can also lead to greater personal fulfillment and success. The seventh being equality. Classical liberalism emphasizes equality before the law, regardless of a person's social class or background. This ensures that everyone has an equal opportunity to succeed and that no one is unfairly discriminated against. This philosophy upholds the idea that all individuals have inherent worth and dignity that should be respected and protected. Last but not least, freedom of speech and religion. Classical liberalism upholds the freedom of speech and religion because it promotes intellectual diversity and encourages the free exchange of ideas. This philosophy upholds the idea that individuals have the right to express their opinions and beliefs without fear of persecution or punishment. This leads to greater understanding and respect for different viewpoints. And then leading on to our 8 negatives for classical liberalism. First point I'd like to start off with is the social safety net. That's a major issue aligning with the flaws of classical liberalism because it does not provide a proper social safety net for people who are less fortunate or marginalized. This philosophy emphasizes individual responsibility, showcasing that people are expected to take care of themselves and their own well-being, rather than having someone or something to rely on. This can leave some individuals vulnerable due to the fact that a lot of people can't afford a day-to-day life, causing a rise in shelter homes, death, and even poverty. The second flaw to classical liberalism is the unequal access to education and healthcare. Another criticism that can lead to unequal access to education and healthcare. In a free market system, those who can afford to pay for these services may receive better quality care and education than those who cannot. This can lead to disparities in most outcomes and makes life a lot more difficult for people in need. Another being income inequality, something that can cause division within a society. Classical liberalism's focus on individualism and free markets lead to exasperation of income inequality. This philosophy values the accumulation of wealth and believes that individuals should be free to pursue their own economic interests, which can result in a concentration of wealth among a small percentage of the population. The fourth negative of classical liberalism being the lack of environmental regulation. Critics of classical liberalism argue that it does not adequately address environmental concerns and that it could be the very issue. This philosophy is shown to emphasize limited government intervention, which can lead to a lack of regulation and cause a lot of industries to harm the environment or even or even could cause a contribution to climate change. Marginalization of minority groups. Another criticism of classical liberalism, it could lead to a society that values individualism and personal liberty. Minority groups may not have their right and interests adequately protected, which can result in discrimination and inequality against each race. Another flaw shown is the lack of government investment in public goods. Limited government can result in a lack of investment in public goods such as infrastructure, education, and healthcare. This can result in a change of public goods, which can be very detrimental to the overall well-being of a society. And last but not least, child labor being a big problem due to the fact that kids are forced to work and don't have a right in saying whether they do or not. The fact that they get paid under minimum wage and have a childhood that is mentally and physically